engine scream and roar. Northwest Truck Series is kicking down the door. Our rigs are flying, dusting up the pines. Sasquatch in the stands, sipping moonshine. Feel the tires burn, hear the crowd ignite. iRacing's finest, day or night. From the Rockies to the coastal line, LSRTV's where the legends shine. Oh, Northwest Racing, let the good times roll. These race covers got rebellious souls. So crank it up loud, hear the engine scream. And LSRTV is bringing you the stream. Yeah, yeah, Northwest Racing reigns supreme. 3 wide in the corner, engines revving high. A southern tradition beneath the northwest sky. Checkered flags waving, hearts beat like a drum. Sasquatch roars for every single roar. Feel the tires burn, hear the crowd ignite. iRacing's finest, day or night. From the Rockies to the coastal line, LSRTV's where the legends shine. Oh, Northwest Racing, let the good times roll. These race drivers got rebellious souls. Crank it up loud, hear the engine scream. And LSRTV is bringing you the stream. Yeah, yeah, Northwest Racing reigns supreme. Guitars are slinging, tracks taking a groove. Northwest boys got nothing to prove. Grabbing gears and rubbing doors. Northwest racers always bringing more. Oh, Northwest Racing, let the good times roll. These race covers got rebellious souls. Crank it up loud, hear the engine scream. And LSRTV is bringing you the stream. Yeah, yeah, Northwest Racing reigns supreme. Watch Northwest Racing with Charles, Wesley, and Jeremy on LSRTV. And maybe Bigfoot too.
Hi, welcome to Day Motorsports. Come on, check out what we got.
Thank you for keeping Day Motorsports in business for over 50 years.
What really sets On-Demand shirts apart from everybody else is our people. Our people really care about every job that comes through here and they treat it as their own. That paired with state-of-the-art equipment that we use on everything that we touch, that's really what ends up providing the top-notch quality that you guys come to expect. Because we've printed stuff from anywhere from a small boutique shop all the way to Fortune 500 companies, we have experience that goes all across every industry you can think of. From a very small job to 200,000 plus shirt job, we can handle it. Your brand is more than just a logo, it's an identity. At On Demand Shirts, we create professional apparel that makes a statement. From uniforms to corporate gifts, your brand is in good hands. Contact us today so we can help elevate your company.
Hey, it's Wesley Outland, the voice of the Northwest Racing iRacing series on LSRTV and proudly again on the Community Radio Network. As always, we're excited for another season of the best iRacing Pacific drivers of the Northwest putting on a show that you all enjoy every Monday night. Join us also on LSRTV or listen on the Community Radio Network at wearecrn.com. The power of radio to the imagination of the listener, iRacing style, CRN LSRTV for the Northwest Racing Series. Hey, everybody! We welcome you to the playoffs and the semifinals.
Playoffs?
We are at the fastest short track on the planet. The round of 8 is here. At the end of the night, we are going to lock in the opportunity for somebody to go to the championship race at Chicagoland and try to fight for the title. Who will it be? This is the semifinals, and we are at Iowa Speedway. Welcome to the coverage of the cornfields of the Iowa Speedway. I am Wesley Outland, Mr. Jeremy Stanley alongside Charles Wooten punching the buttons. We have crowned our champion, Devin West of the ARCA Northwest Series on Thursday night. There are 4 races left in the regular season, Jeremy, and it is about to take place.
Yeah, 4. You got Iowa, Old Atlanta, and Indianapolis. It's a very fun, interesting set of tracks here for this round of 8. This would be a lot of fun. This track, especially how it's somewhat paved, gonna be cool to see. But it's gonna be a great time. Of course, you got the 5 and the 44. They're gonna be hashing it out. Not a problem. The 5 just won his ARCA championship this past Thursday. So that season is done, and now the 5 can solely focus on this stuff, the trucks on Mondays for 4 more races. Can he sweep the 2025 season for the Northwest Series? I guess we'll figure it out in 1 month from today.
There you go. Well, let's take a look at the race information, if you will, for another race night. There it is, race on. Watch live or on replay, raceon.com. There it is, no fast repair, 100% fuel capacity. There's your tires, 3 sets plus the 1 set on the cars in qualifying, or the trucks in qualifying. Qualifying will lead us up to under the lights. It will be a night race, 160 laps the distance on the, if you will, 7/8 of a mile. 7/8 of a mile. Iowa Speedway. They always say that this is the fastest short track on the planet. It is like a super speedway short track, if you will, Jeremy.
I don't know what kind of classification you have on that. What's a short track? If you go by times, Bristol has it, no doubt about it. Because you're going way more speed right in the corners with that Daytona-like
it's just their
banking.
tagline. Leave them alone.
It's just, I know it's a tagline, but like, I don't know. It's like calling Nashville the super speedway. It's not a super speedway, but I get it. It's okay. This track is fast and fun though, and it's slick, it's greasy, it's bumpy, it's everything. The fastest blank short track, you could put anything in there, and it probably ticked that box. So that's why this track's pretty cool. I just wish it was fully paved. I like to see it freshened up all the way, but we got what we got here, and it still looks great. Look at that. Look at all the sealer in this track still, minus the new stuff in the corners. I guess we'll get there here, hopefully in the next couple of years. Rusty Wallace just has to, fork out the rest of the money for it, and we'll have a freshly done track.
Let's take a look again at the weather conditions as it is nighttime, the right time for race time. And I'm understanding.
That's right.
Air temp is 71, track temp 71. It's the same thing. 11 mile an hour, 10 mile an hour winds. And it is just around 7:30 at night. There you go. The infield of dreams. I like that. That's pretty cool, ain't it?
That's a fun tag, right? And some of the stuff
I
didn't even know that they called it that.
Taglines, don't they? They got infield of dreams. They got the fastest short track on the planet. By the way, statistically, Iowa Speedway is 7/8 of a mile. That is 0.875 miles, 1.408 kilometers long. It features 12 to 14 degrees of bank turns. The facility also has a short road course. Did you know that? It's got a 1.3 mile road course and then a short road course. There is a fifth mile and a third mile track as well. This place is 5 tracks all in one. Ain't that awesome?
That's cool. I've actually done the, at least on iRacing side, I've done the dirt rally, which is through the road course section. I haven't done the all asphalt, but the dirt part's a lot of fun. That right there, see that little straightaway there? That's part of the dirt rally cross part, and you go to a hairpin 180 just like we did at Charlotte at the Roval last week, or this past weekend rather. So, but it's very fun, and yeah, I love facilities that are multifunctional. You can do a lot more with it. You can make more money on it when you have more things, more cars you can bring to the place each and every single year. It's cool. You wouldn't expect for a track that's under 1 mile to have 5 configurations. It's kind of nutty.
Yeah, it's not even a mile and a half, brother. It's 7/8 of a mile. Like 7/8 of a mile. It's not even a mile, right? I mean, but anyhow, it's 12 to 14 degrees of compound banking in the turns, 10 degrees on the front straightaway, 4 degrees on the back straightaway, and it's got the tri-oval, and there you see it right there. And I think it's probably going to be one of the most unique races in the playoffs that we're going to see tonight. Don't disregard or underestimate Iowa. I think this could definitely be a race that could be a wild card. But here's the deal. If you're one of the 8 drivers that punch your ticket in to Victory Lane tonight, Dennis Moore, Devin West, Tyler King, Paul Newton, Dan West Jr., Christopher White, Sean Brightsman, and or Jeff Stabnow. If you're one of those 8 drivers, Jeremy, whatever happens the next 2 weeks, man, you're going to the Championship 4 at Chicago.
And everybody wants to win this one, right? Because you get 2 weeks of off. You don't have to worry about anything because you're locked into Chicagoland there at the beginning of November. So the front should be a lot of fun to keep our eye out on. Just because all our fast guys are going to be trying to battle as hard as they can. Because bumpy Atlanta is, you don't want to rely on that track unless you know for sure you got speed. And then the Indianapolis, that could be 50-50, but this track will be, you expect some good battles up front.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're about ready to introduce the starting lineup for this race. Point standings, I will say this much. Obviously, Dennis Moore leading by 1 point coming into this race. Remember, everything resets, and it's based on how many more wins you got, or and here it is, 404, 4003, 4002, 4002 with Tyler King, Paul Newton. First 2 is Dennis Moore and Devin West, obviously. 4001, Dan West Jr., defending series champion. There is a 3-way tie with him, with Christopher White, Sean Brightsman, and Jeff Stabnow is only 4 back to Dennis Moore. Ladies and gentlemen, it is semifinal playoff time, and it's time to introduce them here at Iowa. On the front row, it is again Win Racing, Dennis Moore in 44, and Christopher White on the outside of row number 1. Row 2 will find Paul Newton and Sean Brightsman in 46. Row 3, Devin West, second of the points, and a defending champion. His dad, Dan West Jr. It's a father-son front row, Row 3. Row 4, Jeff Stabnow, number 8 seed. He's still got the chance for the title. And Stephen Paulison flanked to the outside. Top 10, Jeremy will find Tyler King and Jesse Gray in 51, starting 10.
And the rest of the field in row 6, Brett Johnson, truck 7 to the outside in 12th. Corey Elkelbarger in the 73. 13th place, John Ottenbacher in truck 89. In 14th, Chris Walters, truck 9. Row 8, 15th, Kevin Smith, 00. 16th place, Dana Rogers in the 07. Row 9, Frank Harris, 77. In 18th place, Josh Childers in 39. And the last truck in the field, Scott Hutchison, truck number 91, rounds out the 19 entry list for the first race in the round of 8 at Iowa.
There's the lineup. As the field is rolling off of pit road. I love this track. I love the updates on the reconfiguration, or not the reconfiguration, but just the updates of the appearance. Look at the tracks. Look at the diagram. It's got the character of what the real deal looks like, and I think that's so sharp to check out here. It looks really cool.
It does look great. And when it looks great, it also functions great with the pavement, especially because it's flat and smooth on the bottom compared to the top lane. So that third lane's kind of a 50-50 now. But yeah, the iRacing graphic overhaul they've done and continue to work on this year. Fantastic stuff. 3D catch fencing, 3D artwork all across this place. It looks so much better than what it did last time. And just so much more detail in the track, right? It looks like a whole different track.
Ready to see what'll happen. 160 laps the distance as these beautiful field of trucks get ready for the semifinals. The final four, if you will. We've determined a champion, Devin West, the inaugural ARCA Northwest champion of Thursday nights. Now all we've got left is 4 races. LSRTV CRN bringing you coverage. Season 12, the final 4, the semifinals, race number 1 underway in Iowa. You have a virtual sim race. It's go time.
Oh, one truck having the wall. 07, Dana Rogers. Already going to be destroyed. Everybody else racing pretty good here. Single file top 2, 3rd and 4th still up for grabs. Looks like that inside line from the number 5, Devin West. They'll get 2 spots. So opening lap top 3, single file.
So Dana Rogers already eating the fence and falling way back to the leaders as here comes Moore working off the corner.
Ooh, stab now. Way loose off a turn for
Boy.
it. Lose at least one spot that he gained. He's already up 3, now up 2 after that save. Good stuff off of turn 4. That new to old asphalt transition going to get these guys.
I see Stab now working his way, trying to climb into the top 5. He's there. Got Dan West Jr. behind him, but Mr. 500, I know he's looking for that 500th career start, right? The most of anybody in the Northwest. Tonight is career start 494. But Jeremy, I really think the biggest thing is Jeff Stabnow wants to win. Not just to win, right? But if you win, you're going to the championship 4. But I just think Jeff Stabnow wants to get off the schneid and win again. It's been a while for 24.
Winless in 2025. We have had what, 23 races. This is race 24, I do believe, and we're no point, no wins for this one. He had a great chance last week. I think he's picked it up. He's found a little bit of mojo with this team and some speed in that truck, and just hasn't executed went his way just yet. And with another solid start to this race, being only in 5th place, up 2 spots already early in the going, he's looking pretty decent right now. Just the truck's a little on edge at the moment. It looks like it's kind of settled out, but he's running the track a little conservative, Wes. Maybe he's taking the long run with the not so heavy on the tires early, but it looks like that truck needs a couple adjustments to be up there battling for the top 3.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. As I'm trying to look at the info here, here's something to think about. The last time that Jeff Stabnow won a race was over a year ago, September 30th, 2024, Milwaukee Mile.
So it's been over a year.
And remember, he did win the Daytona 200 for the trucks last year also in March of 2024. So he got 2 wins last year, none so far this year, and it has been a year since he hasn't won a race.
And that make things worse for him. The last driver that does not begin with the letter D, aka Dennis Moore, Devin West, or Dan West Jr., they've won the last 6 races. So the last driver to win that's not them was back in July 28th at Talladega. So there you go. Those 2 trucks in particular just running through the field. That's the 5, the 55, and the 44, just showcasing their speed. And speaking of which, 1 second lead. To no surprise, the 44 Dennis Moore trucking along out here, 1 second over Mr. Paul Newton, and then you'll find the number 5 of Devin West, 1.7 back under attack here by the 19 of Christopher White, who's looking to get himself into the top 2.
Down on the inside, there's Christopher White. You see him donning pink. It is October. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I can tell you, if you're listening on the radio, that the Community Radio Network has partnered again for our 4th consecutive year with the Susan G. Komen Foundation of North Carolina with the Race for the Cure. All of our broadcasts, whether racing or football, will have our sideline pit reporters donning pink mic flags or pink windscreens on their microphones. And we'll have crowd mics with pink windscreens, and then, of course, taking donations to give in October to the Susan G. Komen Foundation. And obviously, Jeremy, it's pretty cool to see Christopher White also donning pink on his number 19 Chevrolet. There it is.
October's that month, wrapped with pink. Saw the Cup guys do it at the Roval every single year with their pink window nets. And it is pink ribbon season in October. Glad to get the whole month to pick that up.
They did they did the walls on Saturday, man. Before the race, they actually had to deal with. They painted all the walls. It was pretty cool.
That's fantastic. Love to hear that too. I don't know why I didn't catch that, but
well, I mean, it wasn't live.
The racing action.
It was during the morning time. It wasn't anything like promoted live or anything. You'll see it on social media.
Right. But that's true. Okay, we see one truck out here with it. That's the 19. Everybody else looks like they really haven't changed their paint schemes, which is great for us, right? It's easy to pick out the same scheme each and every single week. Also love to see a little creativity here and there, like this Sean Bryceman truck that we're looking at with the upside down logo. You just know it's him because of that. Who is all over the back of the 55 off of turn 2. Little aerodynamic upset to the 55. He bounced around a little bit, able to keep the truck gripped up off of turn 4 to start lap number 19 for these guys right here. It's probably the best battle on track at this time.
Yeah, it really does look like the best battle as we're seeing stabbed down. Wes Breitzman. By the way, that is Team LSRTV. On the back stretch is obviously Sean Breitzman. You know, Jeremy, I got to say this. Breitzman's been on a little bit of a slump. I mean, not as bad as that now. I mean, you know, Sean Breitzman's only got 1 win this year.
Yeah, back June 16th, Homestead, Miami.
Yeah.
That was kind of a slump for the 46. The talent pool is, save it. Great save there by Dan on the front stretch off of turn 4. But the talent in the top 5 has gotten so strong that it is much more difficult for those guys outside of that little bubble to really just lay down some wins. It's like those 3 are pretending like they're Connor Zilch, the Xfinity, or Corey Hyman truck where they have double-digit wins. It's hard to break that. And Sean Breitzman's been there. He's been there quite a bit of this season, competing. He's been in our post-race interviews. He's been there. It's hard to beat the 44 and the 5 in the 55 at this time. And he's so close.
Yeah, and you know what? I'll tell you another guy that you got to throw in the hat. Paul Newton. I mean, I know he doesn't have 6 wins, but he's got 2 wins like Dan West Jr. Paul Newton has had a good year this year as well. I mean, and hey, listen, he's one of the guys at the championship, you know, semifinal round of 8. I mean, he could win a championship. He could win this thing tonight. Right now, he's in 2nd.
Yeah, I mean, this track kind of works in his favor because you like to call him the road course king, right? And this track being a little bit flatter between here and Indianapolis here in 2 weeks, we could maybe see him absolutely lock himself into the round of 4 just based on points. So that'd be kind of fun. We get to Chicago where these trucks haven't ran in, what, half a decade? So that'd be kind of cool to see how he performs there. But yeah, absolutely, this 27, don't count him out by any means. He's not winning every single week like the other guys are, but 2 wins, he performs very well each and every single week. He's got a solid chance out there.
Look at Dan West Jr. right now, just sitting there in the number 7 spot. Everybody single file. Whoa. I don't even talk about it anymore. Every time we talk about somebody, they get sideways, Jeremy. I think he's going to spin. Wow.
You know what?
It's
that broadcaster, man.
No, it's not no damn. It's not no broadcaster, James. He has been fighting that handling truck since you mentioned it 5 laps ago.
Yeah, if we talk about it and something happens to him, it is, I don't have to veto that. It is 100% us doing it. I don't know if these guys got the broadcast sitting there on their screen saying, hey, they're talking about me, and then they go, ooh, crap, I have to focus on my driving. Just mess up, right? Could be one of those deals. Let's put the 3 to the test. We can ride on board the 44. Let's slip up the 3 to give it a follow me. Production's on mine. Let's see.
Dennis Moore right now looking for win number 7 of the year, the man of the number 1 spot. Only 1 point separates him and Devin West. As they work around the racetrack here. Well, you talk about tracks that obviously add character, Jeremy. That's Iowa. Look at this, man. And look at the way Dennis Moore's driving. It looks like he's just driving up against the outside wall, up against the safer barrier on the straightaway in the tri-oval. Look at him take it right up against the wall, right? And then he drops down to the inside when he's in the corners.
Yeah, so much character to be found in Iowa, even more so now than ever. Like it didn't need more, and now it just has it. And see a little product of the racing where you still have what is it, 5th, 6th? They're doing really good. Just have Sabna Breisman as far as battling. You get a little bit of the separation from the lead, which this has been kind of interesting because Moore has been 0.9, 0.8, and then he does something like that. And then all of a sudden he gets like this 5 or 6 lap stretch where he just pulls a half a second over Paul Newton, which right now it's at a 1.2. And then Paul Newton finds something, and then he gains a little bit of ground. So they're kind of like trading off, but it's not enough to get Paul to lead his first lap of the night. As Moore to complete his 34th lap, every single lap, on the front of the field.
I mean, I tried to drink some. I'm just kidding, Dennis. I'm just kidding, Dennis. Oh, man, I shouldn't have said it that way, right? It's not nice. Hey, Jeremy, how about your Gators, man? Florida Gators winning Saturday night over Texas. That was pretty cool. At the Swamp.
Yeah, no.
You don't
it's
care
cool.
about football.
It's cool to... I follow a little bit. And this one in particular, this past weekend, I, for some reason, followed more than others. I don't know if I just caught it at the right time or if I watched more TV this week in the past, but I did follow, and it was supposed to be not going to the Gators' favor by any means, and somehow we pulled it off. That was pretty cool.
That's right. Nationally ranked team, by the way. I think Texas was number 9. They were in the top 10, I think. Number 9, Texas. The Gators beat them. You know, Alabama beat Vanderbilt. Everybody was talking about Vanderbilt coming to Alabama, beat them. They didn't. I mean, it just Vanderbilt didn't even have a prayer, right? But speaking of Florida, that's where Jeremy's from, is Florida.
Yep. Space Coast. Just think where the rockets go up, and that's where I'm at.
And it's a harvest moon tonight. You can see them rockets in full orbit.
Is there a rocket going up tonight? I should know this.
I don't think so.
It'd be kind of cool to have a picture of the rocket going through the harvest moon in one shot. Yep, no rocket tonight. That's okay. Can't do what the moon's doing. You gotta do what the
sky
orbit's doing.
Flight.
And there she goes.
Oh, there goes Chris White up high. And Devin West will now move the number 3 position there, Jeremy, on the racetrack. Hey, hello to Troy Daggett. Troy Daggett Gaming chiming in. I think that's Troy Daggett. I think it is. I think it's Troy. He says, let's go, Josh Childress, Corey Eckelbarger, and Chris Walters. So,
yes.
T. Daggett Gaming. It sucks I am missing Iowa, one of my favorite tracks. Where are you, Mr. Daggett? Where you be? Tardy said. You're late for class.
I love it. I love it. I like to pop in when I'm doing broadcasts on Discord. I bring up the fun talk or the soundboard.
The soundboard, yeah.
But I can't do it on this call though. I can't do it. I figured it out yet.
I mean, you have to use it on Discord.
The way I have
Not
it configured,
VMix.
yes. Because
Can
Discord,
you use it on VMix?
Discord soundboard. I have to configure it through Voice Mod, but it'll be all right. We'll get there maybe one day.
I didn't need to put it on Discord on VMix. I will tell you
Good
this
audience,
much. A couple of weeks ago, I did a voiceover on VMix, like the way we call iRacing. Sports Action TV sent me a live video feed from Bedford, Pennsylvania, and I called a modified race earlier in the day. Well, I mean, I guess it was remote announcing, but I mean, it wasn't live. It wasn't live though. It was a recording of the previous race from the night before, but the announcer sucked so bad they asked me to voice track it. So, I mean, yeah, it's a voice track, right? I mean, I was laying in bed and all of a sudden, ring, 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 ring. I was like, hello? Wesley, I need you to voice track a race. The other announcer was horrible. I was like, I need to wake up. You got 30 minutes. Hi, we are live from Bedford Speedway. Actually, we're not live. All right, let's start this over again. Take 2. All right. Nonetheless, you ain't missing anything. We're single file, and I can't believe we're already 50 laps into this thing here, Jeremy. Laps fly by quickly here at Iowa.
Oh, they absolutely do.
Yes, sir.
It's short track stuff, man. As long as you get some good, clean, long green flag racing in, the time ticks pretty quickly on these things. And we're seeing it here with the average lap time. Let's see, 22:23 second is their best times. Right now they're running 24.5, so they're about a second and a half to fall off on average for the first 48 laps. So it's just over 2 laps a minute at this going rate. They'll probably run it for like, what, another 20-ish laps before they come down pit road, split this thing into thirds.
Don't forget, next week they will move into the obvious.
What's that?
I was going to say they go to the next round, and I think it's Atlanta next week.
2008
And
bumpy
that-
land,
yeah, I
just
was-
like it is bumpy track here.
Yeah, I was going to say that. It's not the Super Speedway Atlanta, Jeremy. This is going to be the old school Atlanta Motor Speedway, the abrasive Atlanta,
sir.
the one with tires, and you got to save tires, cheese graters, if you will.
It's going to be so much fun to watch. The slipperiness, the high side, and how it takes over. There's going to be a lot of enjoyment out of next week. That's probably going to be the most entertaining out of these 3. This one's been kind of entertaining, don't get me wrong, but just bumpy Atlanta is just so much fun to watch.
Right. Atlanta, Indianapolis. I mean, and Jeremy, this is different because, normally, and I'm surprised. I am surprised this year because normally the playoffs, there is a super speedway race. There's Daytona, Talladega. We don't have that this year. And Atlanta isn't super speedway Atlanta. It's old school Atlanta. Abrasive track Atlanta, like I mentioned. And then Indianapolis is a totally different animal in itself. And I'm not going to lie to you, Jeremy. If there's one guy that I think could be a wild card to win Indy and go to the championship 4 in the semifinal race, penultimate race of the season, it's Christopher White. Christopher White loves Indianapolis.
And he's got, what, 1 win this year back in the super speedway Atlanta. But
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been one of those guys that have been tracking the oh no, hold on, go back to the 5. Did he hit the
Pit stops,
did he hit the
man,
wall?
pit stops.
He was coming in hot, Devin West. It looks like he stayed clear of the wall, but the way he was entering, I thought he was going to smash the right side into those water barrels. Thankfully, it looks like he did not. But that was a close call. But yeah, pit stops underway. Lap 56 opens up that window, and he misses the stall.
Pit stops are happening. Here they come.
Race leader giving it up to Paul Newton for the first time.
I mean, there's going to be a cycle, Jeremy. I think everybody's going to come down to the pit lane. We saw Devin West first. Obviously, now we're seeing Dennis Moore pit within the next two, not even maybe the next lap. We're going to see more guys spill onto the pit road. And remember, here's something to think about as well. Pitting under green flag conditions, Jeremy, is a completely different animal than pitting under caution.
Shut up, this track, man. You just come down pit road and you have to be on the brakes hard. You have to turn the wheel sharp because of how the entrance works. There's asphalt that goes to the outside of the pit wall. And if you're not paying attention to that marker, you could easily just way overdo it. And that's why you probably saw the 5 almost miss it. So it's definitely one of the trickier ones of the schedule to get on pit road safely.
I don't know if anybody looks outside at night tonight and looks outside, but you see a harvest moon. Tonight is the night of the harvest moon. It is a full moon, a harvest moon for October. Did you know, Jeremy, that there's going to be 4 super moons in a row this year? Never been done before. October 6th tonight, harvest moon. November 5th will be the beaver moon. December 4th will be the cold moon. And January 3rd will be the wolf moon. January 3rd, 2026. There you go. 4 super moons in a row. I mean, I see the harvest moon. What are you talking about?
Wordplay. Our producer's doing with the time he has behind the scenes.
He always does
that's
this stuff,
cool.
doesn't he, Jeremy? He always does this stuff.
People listen on CRN, they hear it.
They hear it, yeah.
Not here on the YouTube.
That's why I always tell you, go to wearecrn.com to hear the behind the scenes, the shenanigans. Because sometimes people are like, these people are crazy. They're losing their mind. Who the hell are they talking to?
Why they stop talking for 30 seconds? Well,
take a listen and you'll know. And we need to pause for station identification as well, as because it's about to become Tuesday morning on the East Coast.
Tuesday, isn't it?
Yeah, almost. It is. 12 o'clock exactly.
There you go.
This is the Community Radio Network, WCRN, 87.9 FM, Clayton, Garner, Smithfield, North Carolina. Proud to be in the USA. We are CRN.
There still is a harvest moon outside after 10 o'clock, or midnight. After midnight. Welcome back.
Look outside after this thing's over.
Yes, sir. Welcome back, everybody. We welcome you to our coverage of, obviously, the Northwest Racing Series. This is the semifinal round of 8.
Producer's actually made a solid point there, Mr. Wesley. Looks like we're going to see a one-stop versus a two-stop strategy, because we saw what, 4 people come down pit road. Everybody else is staying out, and if we get to lap 80, which is in 15 laps, now 14
halfway.
laps, we will be halfway, which means one stopper. So it could be a one-stopper versus a two-stopper. I'd love to see who's got the better call.
it's just we've seen some pretty quiet racing this year with this series. I'm not going to lie to you. Wow. Well, that's not
There's
good.
Walters. Black
Understanding
flag
somebody got a penalty. Yeah. Oh, and by the way,
know what
Jeremy,
it's for.
getting a black flag here at a short track this small. Yeah, I mean, you pretty much shot yourself in the foot. I don't want to be a bearer of bad news, but you really have.
Yeah, you're going a lap and a half down, easy. Of course, you have if it's a pass-through, you're going to lose about a lap. If you have to wait 40 seconds, you're going down like 3 or 4 laps. It really depends on oh, great save by Jeff Stabnow. My gosh. He's currently running P3, just almost trashed the thing. Kevin Smith is on his tail here, trying to pass him. Oh no, Kevin gets loose. He smashes the wall off of turn 2. These trucks don't look like they're any fun to drive.
Handling issues big time. I'm surprised I'm seeing this right now. Remember the NASCAR Cup Series, Jeremy, raced here at Iowa earlier this year too. I mean, it very interesting race.
Oh, Kevin Smith, loosey-goosey again, going through the grass. Turn 4 on his lap 72 now. No contact, I don't think, at least from the spin-up portion. But he's going to lose, what, 5-6 seconds, something like that off that? Or should we go LSRTV replay? See what happens here, right over the back bumper of the 24. And just loose. Just drives loose, nothing he can do.
Yeah, look at it. And no caution, by the way. I just want to emphasize on that. No yellow flag.
That's right.
We stay green.
Need a one-stop strategy versus the two-stopper. Gonna make it fun for us to figure out who is gonna have the best one. We're gonna be analyzing some lap times and see who did the right call. Here's Brett Johnson, truck number 7. Back in P11. Last guy on the field. West did not make his first pit stop. He's 16.5 seconds back off your race lead currently. You got a little gaggle of trucks here. 77 in the middle. 73 on the back side of it. Five laps to go before we get to the halfway of this thing.
Yeah, look at this. I mean, and by the way, this race is going by very, very quick. Like, we're already heading to halfway. We're 30 minutes into this race. That's it. Newton in front. Now, remember, some of these guys have not pitted yet. The top 10 have not pitted. Audenbacher has not pitted. Jeff Stabnow's pitting now. Dan West Jr. pitting now. Here we go. Just mentioned them. Now here they come.
Take care of your stuff. It's going to be the name of the game for these two. Because they're going to shortcut the halfway mark by a few laps. So they have to go longer on the second stint. So take care of your tires if you're feeling bad now. You don't want to feel worse then. Pit stop 55 slides in great. I think the 24 did exactly the same there. Frank Harris is on pit road now. There you go, truck 77, he's in. Everybody else selects to stay out here as we got 2 laps for the halfway mark.
Yeah, very impressed with, obviously, the way these guys have been able to quickly knock off laps and already get to the halfway mark coming up here in a few. Next lap by will be cross flags, by the way. So in 32 minutes, they're taking the halfway mark of this race. I mean, they are flying around here. You don't think 160 laps is a lot, but when you got green flag runs going as successful as they are right here, as we see Frank Harris now trying to get back to the blend line on the backstretch. There's that blue cone to pull back up into the racing groove.
Top two on pit road, too.
Yeah, here we go. So there's Paul Newton and Christopher White on pit road right now. Oh, and can I say this, Jeremy? You do not want to make any mistakes on pit road. We saw what happened earlier to one of those guys. It took that momentum away from him.
Looks like good stops here. 27.19 in the box at the same exact part of the box. 4 tires, full tank of virtual fuel. 27 ships out. 19 ships out. Beautiful stops between these 2 trucks. Only 2 on pit road this time. Here looks like he's in. Only driver so far on this lap. Sean Breitzman resumes as your new race leader, which I do believe is the 4th fleet change of the night. Got Tyler King 2.7 back of him. 46 staying out this time. Kevin Smith coming down pit road gives up 3rd.
Man.
By
the way, fastest man on the track, Dennis Moore.
He missed it.
22.888, and Dennis Moore climbing, and wow, Kevin Smith still way off the pace of the 00. Yeah, was he?
Yeah, there's your mistake.
He committed to pitting, and he didn't do it. Wow.
Yeah, this was your crucial mistake.
Went in now.
This is what you talked about right here, and this is what's going to hurt a lot. Commitment to pit road.
Whoa! You know
Could
what?
not lock it down in time.
And you know what I think too, Jeremy? I think he had to stay on the racetrack because if he'd have tried to attempt to come down to the pit lane, he'd have got busted for speeding. But here's the deal: did he really? He really lost either way. Look at what happened to him now. He's on pit road, but look at what he lost, and he just got a black flag. Wow!
Bad to worse in 2 consecutive laps of just heartache for Kevin Smith. It looks like he's going to have that 42nd hold on pit road. The 00's chances of doing anything tonight, over. No longer in the grasp. 21 gives up his spot here. Josh Childress resumes as your race leader. And once the 39 does come down pit road, it'll be Dennis Moore. But Dennis Moore is also right behind him, so it's going to be a matter of maybe 3 laps, and he's going to take it regardless.
My goodness. Dan West Jr. now, he's back up to the top 10 and 8th. And you see where the guys go a lap down, right? I mean, and you got to try to find a way to stay in it, right? Dennis Moore, when he finally pitted, he went a lap down. Now Josh Childress sideways as he almost takes out the sand trap barrels going into the entrance of pit road. Wow.
He looked over at Devin West and said, anything you can do, I can do better. And they both almost clipped the wall.
And I think Charles was just about to tell us black flag on the 39. Am I right? No black flag. Okay, he got lucky. Wow.
You race leader. Guess who's first and second place? Pick 2 numbers you would never guess. The 44 and the 5. P1, P2, after now a complete fuel cycle. For the first pit stops, of course, the guys who pitted earlier, like Dennis Moore and Devin West, they're expected down one more time, maybe around 110, 120. The next time they come down for the 2-stop strategy, but right now belongs to the 5 and the 44, who's got a 12.5-second lead over 3rd place.
down on the inside. I love this now. Watch him as you see the 5 of Devin West continuing to hit his marks. Now we see, watch again. Watch the 55 DWJ and the 8 behind him. That's Dana Rogers, by the way. He is out of the race. I just want to let everybody know Rogers is out. Hey, we haven't took a break in a while. Can we go side by side? Think we can?
Let's do it.
Let's go side by side, or we'll just take a break. We'll take a full screen break. We'll be back. We're going to go side by side so you don't miss anything. Stay with us. From Iowa.
Hi, welcome to Day Motorsports. Come on, check out what we got.
Thank you for keeping Day Motorsports in business for over 50 years.
What really sets On-Demand Shirts apart from everybody else is our people. Our people really care about every job that comes through here, and they treat it as their own. That paired with state-of-the-art equipment that we use on everything that we touch, that's really what ends up providing the top-notch quality that you guys come to.
Hey, it's Wesley Outland, the voice of the Northwest Racing iRacing series on LSRTV, and proudly again on the Community Radio Network. As always, we're excited for another season of the best iRacing Pacific drivers of the Northwest, putting on a show that you all enjoy every Monday night. Join us also on LSRTV or listen on the Community Radio Network at wearecrn.com. The power of radio to the imagination of the listener, iRacing style, CRN LSRTV for the Northwest Racing Series. We are back, and we have completed a century grind. This time by when Dennis Moore crosses the stripe. He has done that. You're checking out John Deere Green in the cornfields of Frank Harris. There you see the leader, Dennis Moore. He is trying to put Tyler King a lap down, the tail end of the lead. And we are 100 laps in. No Jeremy Stanley, Charles Swoop, I'm Wesley Outland. Playoffs, semifinal. Dennis Moore, number 1 seed, coming into it, Jeremy, trying to get a walk-off, if you will, and punch his ticket into the championship finale in round 1 of the playoff. Semifinal.
Just shy of 60 laps left in this race. It's like a little battle here. 89, 44. Not for position, of course, but we're looking for battles on the track during our commercial break. Even though this isn't like an official one, it's still a pretty fun one nonetheless. As the old tires versus the new. You see the fastest truck is the 44 on average. But not the fastest currently lap to lap. That is because his tires are about 30 laps older. Expect the 44 and the 5 to come down pit road in the next 10, 15 laps at the most before they set themselves up for the final sprint to get to the finish.
Dennis Moore, Devin West, Paul Newton, Christopher White, Jeff Stabnow, top 5. Dan West Jr. as Devin West is on pit road.
There he is.
Boy, he stretched it all the way to 100 laps before he came down to the pit lane, didn't he? Wow,
No,
he's
this
on
is
a
his
totally.
second pit stop.
Bro, is it?
This is pit number 2. He was the first one that came down and almost clocked.
I'm sorry.
Cleaned out the
I
wall.
thought that he. Yeah, I thought he pitted. It is okay. It has updated pit count. My apologies. This is his second time pitting. Boy, I'm wondering if he's going for a big undercut here. Wow. Jeremy, I can't believe that Devin pitted when he did. Now he's pitting again. And I want to say this is the money stop for the race for him. He could probably go the distance, but we are seeing everybody else peel onto the pit lane again. It just feels like green flag pit stops just ended and they're doing them again.
Here's the 44, yep.
Dennis
They're
Moore's
cutting
in.
third, so. Yeah, no, it's kind of cool though. Well, I'm curious to see how much speed they're going to carry. They can run much harder on these set of tires. They're just going to be doing it. So.
50 laps to go when they come back to the line. Lap 109 this time by for Paul Newton. Paul Newton, by the way, the leader. And gotta love it.
Let's keep an eye on the times here. Paul Newton's on the one stopper. His last lap, 24.0. Dennis Moore was your race leader. Now he's back in P11. 32 seconds back. Almost went down a lap. Actually should have based on the 32 seconds back, but nonetheless though. His last time out was 23.0, so it's a full second per lap at this moment. So it's going to be moving here quick.
Sure is. Wow. I just wonder, like, I'm so surprised. I go to a track, and this track, you would think, Jeremy, that it would be, you would think it would be, no, I would say caution fest, right? But you would think that there would be some thrills and some crazy, right? We're not seeing it. We're not seeing the crazy racing. We're not seeing the side-by-side intense racing that you feel short track racing would be. It's been such a quiet race. It really has.
I mean, it's kind of like a typical Iowa race, though. I mean, there's not many moments in this track's history where the whole field is stacked on top of one another, especially when you got 114 consecutive green flag laps. So, and on top of that, they're doing two different strategies. They were top 4 or 5. They came down on, lap 60, roughly, 56 to 60. And then the other guys came around lap 80. So when you have two different strategies and a variance in speed of the drivers, you just have a naturally scattered Iowa surface. And this is typical of it. I was hoping that we'd have a little bit more, which you kind of do there between lap traffic and right in front of the number 5 here. That's a decent little battle going on. But outside of that, it's just challenging to get these trucks stacked on top of each other for 160 consecutive laps when there's no caution time.
Man, and you got to think Paul Newton and Christopher White, Sean Brightman, Tyler King, Josh Childress, they stretched this thing all the way to after halfway when they finally pitted. So again, I really believe that can be in favor for them. But another thing I also wonder is, could that be disastrous if we start to get a string of cautions? Will we go to overtime, right? Because are you going to have enough fuel in the tank to go the distance? Could you do it?
Maybe. I know we can go 80 and 80, but I don't know if we can go 60 and 100. I don't think the window stretches out that much further, so it's tough to tell at Iowa.
Yeah, you never know where Iowa's going. You never know what Iowa's going to provide. Like, seriously, it's been a quiet race so far. You see Newton in front, 40. By the way, 40 laps to go when they come to the line this time by. Thanks for everybody watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. Hey, by the way, don't forget LSRTV Late Model Sundays. That's the next time we're on the air. Sunday and Monday. That's it. No Thursdays anymore.
Absolutely correct. They are done. They are on their first postseason. It sounded like on Thursday, Wes, that the drivers were on board with season number 2.
Yeah.
What do you think the odds are we actually getting it?
I mean, I hope we do. I'm not going to lie. I hope it happens. Yeah. By the way, we're going to Lucas Oil IRP. October the 12th. That's this Sunday night. Lucas Oil IRP. Ross Boo Boo Dalton's Ross Dalton Racing Late Model Development E-Tour is having a Martinsville special. He'll be giving us the details on that soon. I think we were supposed to have done it yesterday, but with him racing on the weekend, and I was also off with the Cars Tour at Tri-County and then at the Roval at Charlotte with NASCAR, we just decided let's reschedule it. They did broadcast last night. I want to say thank you to Chris Golden from ARCA, Chris Golden, ARCA racing driver Chris Golden, and Tracy Brown for covering for me and Ryan last night because I wasn't there. Our producer Charles had to find out the hard way, Jeremy.
Got some decent connections though, guys, from the ARCA series coming over.
Yeah, Chris Golden, yeah. Golden racing Time to Dig, 25 to go. Yeah. He messaged me and he was like, the guy messaged me on Snapchat. He's like, hey, bro, where are you? I was like, I'm not there, bro. I'm in Charlotte. I was like, I was never committed to doing the race on this thing. I told you what date I was available or not. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. No. That's when they got somebody. Broadcast happened, right? End of the day, got on the air.
And results always matters, right? As long as everything runs smooth and you're live. Got it all worked out though. That's the last time I traveled.
Boy, this one's flying by. Closing in on 30 laps to go.
Yeah, we're getting real close to that mark here. Let's check back in. Last time I talked about it, the 44 was 30 some odd seconds back. Now he's just under 40 seconds. 19.5 is the difference. Based on lap times, the times are plateauing hard 44 Dennis Moore. Last time by was a 23.8 to Paul Newton's 24.0. Wes, that's only 0.2 of a second. The amount of time that Dennis expected to earn back over the 27 is just clearly not there. And this will lock him into the round of, the final four. If Paul can hang on to this, he's got a 5-second lead over Christopher White in the 19. Everyone's done pitting. So this is it. If there's a yellow, it's going to change it up. But right now, if there's no yellow and everyone stays on track, Paul Newton, by a very, very comfortable margin, will take home this checker flag, lock himself into the final race, and just prepare for Chicago for the next 3 weeks.
And I'll be honest with you, Jeremy. Remember, we talk about Paul Newton. We talk about the fact that he is a road course guy, primarily. What he does on the road courses, right? And now he's up in front and doing well. And this would be an amazing win for Paul Newton if he's able to pull it off. Paul Newton with 2 wins this year. Of course, those were victories this season at Daytona back in March and Portland International in April. 3 runner-up finishes at Rockingham, Atlanta, Talladega, a couple of thirds at Charlotte and Kentucky. So I know I call him the road course king, Jeremy, but as we approach 25 laps to go here, this is a guy that has, I feel like, put himself in the transition stamp of being just an all-around great Northwest racing competitor, not just on the road course. He's not like Shane Van Gisbergen that's won 5 road course races this year in Cup, and that's all
in a
he's
row.
done is one in. Yes, and never done and never wins on the round tracks, short tracks. But this guy in the virtual world for Paul Newton, he's doing that. He's not just winning on the road courses. When he first started running with us, that's all he won. Now he's won super speedways. He's raced at intermediate tracks. And now the short track level. Look at this. He's on the cusp of winning this thing. And like you said, if he wins this race, here's a guy that's what, number 4 in the seeding? He goes to the championship 4 at Chicagoland. He's in the finale no matter what.
It's going to be very comfortable. And yeah, I mean, you mentioned Shane Van Gisbergen. He got his first top 10 on an oval last week in Kansas. So he is picking his performance up. Outdoing his counterpart, Ross Chastain, who Ross barely missed it. Out there by trying to dump Denny Hamlin for that spot on Sunday. But he's picking his oval stuff up. Of course, he's the king at road courses. If he wins one more next year, the first one of the schedule, which should be Coda, if he wins that, he's going to tie the all-time for Chase Elliott 6 consecutive road course wins. I think it's that or it's Jeff Gordon. Jeff Gordon has it for 6 consecutive, so it's kind of a cool record that he might break, or tie anyways.
The striker. So there's Newton, there's White, Brightsman, Moore, by the way, back on the lead lap. He's up to 5th. My question is this, Jeremy. Can Paul Newton, can Christopher White, can they go the distance? Right now, the last time they pitted was on lap number 80. They got a 5-second lead between Newton and White. There is a 13-second lead for Sean Brightsman. And 20 laps to go here at the fastest short track on the planet, Iowa Speedway.
20 laps to go. We'll tick by real quick here. So we're at 12:30 on the Eastern Standard Time. So, yeah, no, on average, this has been a little bit quicker. And this is not our first flag to flag without a caution.
Oh,
I think we've had, I think 2 others, 2 or 3, even 3 maybe. At least 2 for sure, but I don't know about a third. But yeah, it just goes show. It goes show how clean these guys are. Just fantastic set of driving skills all the way through the field. Fast, intermediate, or slow, doesn't matter. Respect is out here in full effect. And sometimes it makes it hard for us to call our race, West. It really does. But you gotta respect how well these guys race one another. They've been doing it for so long. They know what to expect getting on the track. It clearly shows.
You want to hear a fact, Jeremy? This race, Texas, Pocono 2 weeks ago, and tonight, if it happens, will be 3 straight races without a caution. How about that?
3 straight?
Yes, sir.
Didn't expect that one. Hasn't been 3 straight. That's. Oh, hold on. Number 5, Devin West was really losing at turn number 1. He heard you and almost ended that there. Good save there. 15 to go. That's an impressive stat. Oh, caution.
And I just jinxed myself. I was about to say that there was going to be 6 races this year that have been caution-free. So there has been 5 races that were caution-free races. But with 14 to go, caution is out.
Paul Newton, Christopher White are done. They're going to have to pit. They're on old tires and right up against guys with really old tires. There's no way. So this is going to end the 27 and the 19.
Oh, they're all coming down pit road, Jeremy. You know that. They're all coming down pit road. If you don't pit, you cray. That's all I'm going to say. If you don't pit, and I told you, here they come. Everybody's coming down pit road, Jeremy. Yeah, everybody's chomping at the bit for new tires and fuel. Freshies, here we come.
I'm watching for about 10th. Who stays out of this group? Yeah, everyone is pitting. A58 reports of a speeding penalty. Stephen Paulson going to be held as he's crawling.
Stephen Paulson and Jeff Stabnow did not pit yet.
Well, he came down pit road, got a penalty, but decided not to pit.
Wow.
So I'm confused there. You see him, he exited on the outside of the pit wall. That was weird. Can he go back any further? Here we go.
Paulson with a black flag.
Okay, where's the black flag from?
So Frank Harris, Jeff Stabnow, Brett Johnson, they did not pit. So would that put them? No, here they come. They're pitting now. Never mind. They're pitting now.
That's penalty worthy? Right there?
What did he do?
Nothing.
What, I mean.
Okay, he wasn't speeding. He was outside the pit wall. I mean, he did cross over that line technically that goes past.
Pace, or was it safely maintaining safe entrance on the pits or whatever?
It's an excellent question. Paul Newton did drop back to 3rd, so he lost 2 spots on that transaction, at least according to the STK timing right now. 4th in line, 3rd overall. Who's out of line is Brett Johnson in truck 7, who's P11, just literally outside the race lead. Him in the 77. Well, it looks like Brett's going to come pit. Looks like maybe Frank. Does he come down? No, he's going to take the hard wave around. He's going to pass the pace truck this time, get himself back on the lead lap with on a very old set of tires. But that'll help out on that case. So, yeah, there we go. There goes 77. Goodbye. 1 to go. 19's going to take the inside. Sean Breitzman outside. Paul Newton inside. Dan West, P4 on the out. Devin West, Tyler King, that's your top 6. Okay, so Paul's still got a chance, but his easy escape is now over. He has to work for this thing. Christopher White. Sign reports that Paulison's black flag cleared. Look at there. No little track glitch. And that was well established.
So black flag cleared. There you go.
Yeah, it's very confusing. All right, 10-lap shootout, Wes. Here we go.
We were possibly looking at the 6th race of the season, 3rd in a row to be caution-free. That goes out the window as we come back to the restarted zone, back underway. 11 to go here at 10 to go here at Iowa. And watch
Dan
this, Dan West
West.
Jr. sideways, Newton sideways. People are fighting and blocking one another. Jeremy's are 3 wide and 3.
Love this. Tyler King squeezes the gap after Paul puts a huge block on Devin West. He gets loose. There goes Walters.
Around.
Staying green momentarily. We do stay green entirely. Devin West gets around. Paul Newton now struggling. There goes Josh Childress. Tyler King. 3 wide. Breitzman down the back straightaway. Paul's in trouble.
3 wide somehow come out smiling on the other side. It's Christopher White in front. You don't think Christopher White wants to pull away from these guys? You darn tootin' he does. He can go to the championship 4 finale at Chicagoland. And Newton and Dan West Jr. almost bang fenders. Their stride for stride is Breitzman and King off 4.
Oh, Tyler really loose there.
Wow.
Good save. 7 laps remaining. Half a second is the 5 and the 19. Can Chris White pick up his 2nd win and lock himself in? He's got a very hungry, loose handling truck from Devin West to hold off. 0.3, 0.4 is the gappage. 6 laps to go. There goes Dan West underneath the 27 of Newton into turn number 1 as the 27 now drops outside the top 5. P6 for the 27.
Has not won since June 2nd at Atlanta Motor Speedway, Echo Park Speedway, Atlanta. The Super Speedway Atlanta earlier in the year. 5 laps to go now. And Christopher White is continuing to open up the gap to about 0.4 of a second. Devin West is trying to run him down. So is Sean Breitzman. By the way, all these guys are in the championship 4 if they can win.
0.2, 0.3 is the gap. Plus it's closing in. 4 laps to go. Devin trying everything he can as we're keeping an eye on the 21 who's P4 at this time. 3 and 4 here. 3 laps remaining.
By the way,
Can we get a camera on the race lead?
With the exception of Jeff Stabnow, who's back in 11th, a lap down, okay? 7 of the top 8 drivers, Jeremy, are in the top 7. That just shows you how darn good and competitive these guys are, and we got a caution. Yellow flag is out. We are going to overtime. Something we've not done in a while, and it's Dan West Jr. that's crashed in 55 on the tri-oval.
I saw the 24 really loose there on inside the same shot as the race leaders, but yeah, it looks like the 55 is the one not in good shape. I told the producer to move the camera off the 21, and in that very moment, something happens right next to the 21. Little did I know what we were going to do is miss this.
He tried to save it. I mean, I got to give him props. He tried to. He tried to save it, Jeremy.
It was a fantastic effort. No question. Just a little too much to save there. Truck way out of shape. And now Christopher White, who thought he had a decent chance, Wes, has to now regroup, get a restart of his life in this overtime segment, and hold off the number 5, who's been top 3 fastest all night long.
There is Christopher White. He wants to win this race. And it is going to take overtime to get it done. Something that we've not done. Jeremy, when was the last time we had an overtime finish in the Northwest Truck Series? Wow, it's been a while.
It has been a minute. You are absolutely correct. I don't know the answer to that, but this will be fun to see. Everyone's got, you know, enough gas to make it. They made their pit stops, right? So that's not a question going into overtime. Everyone's good there. Tires are good. Only thing you got to worry about, yeah, is keep the air built up in those tires right there. We're keeping them warm. That's the 19's doing. Change your brake bias. Change it a little bit. That might help you get these final couple corners completed.
Who is going to survive this thing? On the inside, there's Christopher White. Devin West on the outside. Dennis Moore is right back in the battle again. And don't count out Dan West Jr., Jeremy. He's still on the lead lap. He's in 4th.
This is going to be a great time, man. Buckle up. This might not be the last restart either. The way the racing was there, 3 wide on the last restart. Expect more of the same. This is where everything's super important. You mentioned all these guys up here in the front are playoff drivers. They're all looking for the same piece to the puzzle. Get to Chicagoland secured. And you're all so close they can taste it. Christopher White's probably the hungriest of the bunch. But that's not going to stop the 5 of the 44 dominants all year long. They're right there to pounce on any mistake the 19 may offer.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. It is time to settle it. There are drivers up in the top 6 that are eligible to advance in to the championship 4 at Chicagoland. Outside looking in, Paul Newton 9th, Jeff Stabnow first, Trucker lap down in 11th. But for 6 drivers in the top 6, any of these guys could win. We're going to overtime. They got to get the CRN1 to go. Green flag, Jeremy.
Here we go. Great start by the 19. Exactly what Christopher needed. Can he hang on for a lap and a half? Side by side for 5th place down the back straightaway. Oh, he squeezed Tyler King right across the middle of 46. CRN 1 lap to go. Here we go.
White flag in the air. CRN 1 to go. Final time around. Look at King and Dan West Jr. stride for stride. Meanwhile, Christopher White is going to pick up his 2nd win of the year Here he comes, the number 6 seed has punched himself for a championship as Paulson, Harris, and Newton crash coming across the line.
Man, what a win. Win number 2 of the season, and oh, how important this win was. Welcome to the Final Four in the final race. Christopher White, the most important checkered flag of the year for himself and probably in quite some time. Burn it down, man. Well deserved.
Burn it down, Christopher White. You deserve it. As Christopher White will cross the line first. He is the number 6 seed. By the way, Harris, Paulson, Newton involved in an accident coming across the stripe at start finish. And now the Northwest High Five salute awaits us. After it was a very quiet race, a couple of cautions in the end, set up overtime, and Christopher White gets it done. Dennis Moore, who literally dominated most of this race. Dennis Moore, Devin West have not made it into the championship 4 yet, but Christopher White, Jeremy Stanley, has done it. Unbelievable.
Anbacher just destroyed it with that flip over.
Career
Still got more
start number
trucks coming in.
379 for Christopher White tonight. 18th career win, 150th top 5, 257th top 10 for the Christopher White number 19. And most importantly, Jeremy, if you are in it, you can win it. That's exactly what Christopher White did. He was a number 6 seed coming into this race. He is now going to climb all the way up to number 1. And most importantly, whatever goes on at Atlanta or Indy, he is in the championship finale at Chicagoland, sir. Wow.
Very cool stuff here. Here's the unofficial results for tonight's race number 1 of the round of 8. Christopher White, Devin West, Dennis Moore is your top 3. We're talking to them in the post race. Tyler King and Dan West Jr. round out your top 5. 6 through 10, Sean Breitzman in 6th, Paul Newton 7th. Frank Harris, P8, Stephen Paulson in 9th, and Brett Johnson rounds out the top 10.
11th on back, we'll find Jeff Stabnow a lap down. Multiple laps down or out include Kevin Smith, Corey Eckelbarger, followed by Chris Walters, Scott Hutchinson, your top 15. Josh Childress, John Ottenbacher, Jesse Gray, and Dana Rogers with bad luck on the start of the race, ending early. Let's take a look at the Virginia811.com race summary. I don't think we've done it all night. There it is. What was a quiet night for a while with under 15 to go triggered its first caution, then another late race caution to cause overtime, and total cautions to 8 caution laps total, 7 lead changes, and Christopher White picks up the win. Jeremy, it is on to Atlanta next week. Your final take of tonight, my friend. Always a pleasure, sir.
Absolutely. I said it in the pre-race. I'll say it again. It's going to be my favorite one out of this stretch of 3 races. Bumpy Atlanta. Can't go wrong. Multi-grooved. Tire shredder, if you will, at that surface. Looks a lot like this, but at higher speeds. It makes things very exciting. Could be spaced out like it did in the middle of this race, but you know, we all love Bumpy Atlanta. So welcome it back next week, live here.
Well, Bumpy Atlanta, abrasive Atlanta, tough on tires Atlanta. A lot of drivers like that old Atlanta. That's where we're going. And now as we wrap it up at the fastest short track on the planet, we are going to step away. Jeremy will be back with us next week. We're going to Atlanta, but first we got to take care of the podium drivers. I'll talk to them. Christopher White, Devin West, Dennis Moore around the corner when we come back from virtual cornfields of Iowa. Welcome back to the fastest short track on the planet. It is Iowa Speedway. We're going to have a very fast post-race show, but let's go to Victory Lane and grab Christopher White. Win number 2 of the season, but more importantly, it is your win that is so important that locks you in to the Championship 4 finale at Chicagoland. You got to be pretty excited about this, Christopher. Congratulations, bud.
I appreciate it. Yeah, it's certainly exciting. That was pretty intense there. Certainly didn't want to see the last yellow fly right there. I was running second. Wasn't sure if the 44 and the 5 was going to be able to run me down or not. So I was pretty content with riding out and finishing second if possible. But, the win is the ticket in, so didn't think I had a chance to do it. Nothing for the 27 there if it would have ran green. Certainly nothing for the 44 and the 5 if they would have caught me. So, things happen in strange ways. Things work out in weird ways, and it just happened to be one of those nights here at Iowa.
Yeah, Christopher, man, I'll tell you what, and obviously it's your 18th career win, but this is a special win, right? Because, like we said, it's a playoff win. It lets you go to the finale, but most of all, you haven't won a race since, when has it been? I guess it's been since Atlanta back in June, and I'd be hard-pressed to say I know that was Super Speedway Atlanta, but you got a chance to go to Old Atlanta next week, and just whatever happens, even at Indy, another place you've done well at. You could win, you could not, you could skip 2 weeks, you could do whatever you want. You're going to the finale at Chicagoland.
Yeah, I could set focus on Chicago for sure, but I have one on Old Atlanta and at New Atlanta.
Yes.
I do like that track. I do like Indy, as you said. I've done very well there. I think I've got most of my wins there. So I was really banking on having a good finish tonight and then running very well and trying to win the next 2 races. But getting it done here certainly relieves that pressure going into Atlanta and Indy. Just go out and have some fun and then focus on Chicago.
Well, buddy, before I let you go, man, please thank your sponsors, and obviously a big shout out to you, and we'll see if you can go for that championship.
Certainly got to thank you guys, LSRTV, as always. I know the season's winding down, but long season, great work. Love watching the broadcast, going back and watching everything, and the real racing season's coming to an end, unfortunately, so there's not much more content coming on Photo One Media, but check out photo1media.com, and still got my NASCAR stuff up there, so looking forward to 2026 for that. So thank you, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the driver, Christopher White, it was his 379th career start, his 18th career win, 150th career top 5, and 257th career top 10. But most importantly, regardless of what goes on in the next 2 races in the round of 8 at Atlanta or Indy, places he's won in the past, Christopher White is the number 1 first driver to go to the Championship 4 at Chicagoland. Let's grab the man that finishes in second, Devin West. Devin, well, man, a different strategy, I guess, you were on than everybody else was, and there were also drivers on totally different strategies. Your take of tonight at Iowa, thought it was going to be a caution-free race. Most of the time it was. And your take of finishing in the second spot, bud.
Yeah, it was a weird race. I could kind of tell early on, about 20 laps in, that I just didn't have anything for Paul and Dennis. So I kind of was doing some math in my head, kind of figuring out some stuff, and decided to throw the Hail Mary of pitting twice, and then was shocked that Dennis followed me. Once he did that, my race was pretty much over as far as the winning went. There's no way I could beat him on the same strategy. So I kind of gave up a little bit. Really, I was kind of just seeing if I could just stay with Dennis as long as I could and see where I panned out at. But those late cautions, man, were crazy. I mean, like you said, it went green almost the whole way. And by that point, I thought we were just good to go to the end. And so to see those cautions was kind of a shocker.
Tell you what, it seems like all year it has been you and Dennis Moore, and now player 3 has entered the game in the name of Christopher White. He wins. He's in the championship 4. What do you have to do now to put yourself in that spot? And I really feel that if you can't win, do you feel like you can make it by points?
Well, obviously there'll be 1 point spot, right? But I'll be honest with you, I feel that might be it. I'm gonna go to Atlanta next week, and I know there's quite a few good drivers there that enjoy that track, whether it be Dad or Dennis or even Chris. And so, I don't know. I mean, I feel very fortunate to run second tonight. I think that's going to be the key. I don't like Indy, and Atlanta's, like I said, a lot of good drivers there. So that should be a pretty good show to the end.
Well, Bud, we'll let you go. Before we do, please thank your sponsors.
Yeah, obviously, like Chris said, LSRTV, guys on the booth are always fun to go back and watch. Team LSRTV, I wasn't any help this week, and Jeff and Dad put in all the work, and I just really wish that those guys could get better finishes to show for that work. So thank you to them and the rest of the Team LSRTV. Obviously, my sponsors, Effective Web Solutions, Motorsports Distributing, and Kansas Hardwood.
There you go. There's the man that'll finish in the number 2 position. That is the driver of Devin West. By the way, career start number 218 tonight. 43 wins, 133 top 5s, and now 162 top 10s. Let's grab the man that had his 184th career start tonight, Mr. Dennis Moore. Dennis, man, you literally were the Pied Piper, it felt like, the entire night. Strategically coming down to the pit lane, stretching it out, looking that you were going to probably make it just as a one-stop race just after halfway, and then the caution started falling. Did that totally change the complexion of everything for you, man? And your take of finishing, obviously, on the podium with another solid finish at Iowa.
Yeah, it was a good race. I made a bad call, followed Devin down to pit road on 55. That clearly wasn't going to be the winning strategy. I thought we had a really good truck. Kevin put this set together today. Super fast, super grateful for him. But yeah, like Devin said, I thought it was going to go green. I was probably going to finish 5th or 4th, and that caution came out. We ended up here, so I can't be disappointed. We could take 3 top 3s for the rest of this round and still make it through. So, good night overall.
I'll tell you what, Dennis, obviously you got a number 6 seed driver in Christopher White going to the championship 4. What would you have had to have done differently, or would you have done anything differently to try to have won this race tonight? What would it have took, do you feel?
I think if we were on the same strategy as Paul and Chris, we would have been in the lead. I don't know how far of a lead. I think I had a 2-second lead before we pit on lap 55, so it was kind of a weird night. The dirty air really played a huge effect in the cars, and then everyone was pretty much the same speed, so it was just hard to pass. There wasn't anybody who was fast, that much faster than anybody where they could get away for 5-6 seconds. So I think that would have been the right call, but I followed Devin down because it's Devin West. You gotta beat Devin in this league. That's why I followed him. So we ended up 3rd.
Well, Bud, before I let you go, Dennis, please thank your sponsors. And I'll say this in a segue, too, before you mention them. Devin and you are kind of in the same boat. The consistency you've had all year, 6 wins each. I really feel that if you could, it's nothing, as long as nothing disastrous happens, you could pretty much say you could go to the championship 4 if you had to get in by points for the number 3 and 4 spot, would you say?
Yeah, I hope it doesn't come down to that. Hopefully I can win next week, but Chris and Devin both said there's probably 5, 6, 7, 8 drivers that can win next week at Old Atlanta. The tires will be important, so whoever can save the tires the best is probably going to win. But my sponsors, Bomb Speed Setup Shop, my teammates Ryan and Kevin. Like I said, Kevin put a ton of work into the set. I can't be more thankful for that. Thank you guys on LSRTV and everybody else in the league.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is Dennis Moore. He'll finish in the number 3 position. And with that being said, we're going to call it a night. Don't forget, we've got, of course, our next broadcast on Sunday. It is the Leadfoot Racing League on LSR TV and Leadfoot TV. As we continue on with Season 4 of the Late Model Series, we are going to be at Lucas Oil IRP. That's always a fun racetrack. That's our next broadcast. Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, presented by Eastern Technical Design, the LFRL iRacing Late Model Stock Tour. And we're back at Atlanta, Old Atlanta, Abrasive Tire Atlanta. Next week, we'll do it again. For everybody at the Northwest Racing Series, everybody with Rocket Media, LSRTV, Jeff Stabnow, Charles Wooten on the production, for Jeremy Stanley, this is Wesley Outland. Congratulations to Christopher White, the first man to join the Championship 4 finale in 3 weeks at Chicago. We'll see you next week in Atlanta. Good evening.